Hey guys, what's going on? It's time for another episode of Too Many Combos with Kenny Too Many. And today's episode is titled, You Wanna Get Nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Yeah, this. Now you want to get nuts? Come on.
And this episode is basically airing out all dirty laundry. Now, I'm not going to get into total specifics, um, just in case. I don't know what can come from something of this caliber, but yeah, you never know. And maybe I'll expound upon this in a future episode, barring everything. But I call this episode "You Want to Get Nuts? Come on, let's get nuts." Branched off of that iconic Batman line from Michael Keaton, um, and it's him, obviously a crazier person. I mean, he's fucking Batman for that matter, but talking to an actual, legitimately insane, crazy person in the Joker. And I just feel like there are some certain things in my life that have gone on recently, and I've kind of alluded to them and talked about them and whatnot. I feel very much like Bruce Wayne in that moment, talking to like a crazy person. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Like if you want to see crazy, we can do crazy. And like I think about that, and it's not like so much like a threat or whatnot, but it's an fact of the matter is like I am a very sane, very logical, very rational person. And I've given a lot, 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 too many concessions the past few years. I've catered to too much bullshit, and I've allowed way, way too much to happen without any oversight, without any fucking repercussions. This might I don't even get monetization on YouTube at this point, but this may get flagged because there may be a lot of expletives thrown around in this. But the stuff that I've seen and dealt with over the past, and I'll make a list, kind of list them out that I've seen and dealt with and heard and whatnot over the past 2.5 years, 3 years, um, has shown me the evil in people, the actual evil, not like I don't like that person or they're obviously not of a good caliber, kind of a below the bar type person. To see a truly evil person, like evil, like hostile, malicious, actually evil, sort of fucking demented in that regard. Sorry, sinus infection, changing of the seasons and weather and whatnot. So, and I've gotten to see crazy, hear crazy, and I thought I did before. And I'm like, you think I'm a psychopath, blah, 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 blah. Like people go like, yeah, that's crazy, but that's like mentally ill, to a high degree. Um, like when I think of like crazy, I think of a person who puts forth this facade of being a well put together person, and then does things on a regular basis that is like truly insane. But the truly insane part about it is like, yeah, maybe you're just being greedy, mean, fucking bad person. But like believing your bullshit to such a high degree, it's just wild. You know what I mean? It's wild and it's sad and it's disgusting. Um, Wild, sad, disgusting. WSD. Um, but and I'm really only talking about I'm talking about a person. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to, but whoever listened to this is probably going to figure it out. If they find it, they're going to figure it out. But no, I'm not naming names. And I'm also not making up stories. I'm stating all verifiable facts. So if they ever wanted to do anything about it, I'd just be like, oh, well, if you're hurt by this, these are facts. I'm not talking bullshit. I can find the receipts. You know what I mean? And I have the receipts in bunches. So I'm not fucking scared. But some of the conversations and like even just the weeks after my dad passed, not about grieving or sadness or anything, but comments about being taken care of and money and bills. You don't know how hard it is. Blah, 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 to a bunch of grown adults who have already had their own bills and had to take care of their own families and whatnot is it was never once about like those were the initial red flags. It was never once about like how we're gonna miss dad and how we get to grieve and everything like that. Um, and it was all that was ever conversated up until like the 6 months until we stopped talking. I stopped talking and communicating with said person. Was bills. Help me do the bill. Help me figure this out. Money, 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 money. And this is when I started to find out that we weren't being kept abreast of information and things that were going on. Also, the biggest mistake my dad ever made was leaving this person in charge of all of this. It's like leaving a monkey in charge of the zoo or a toddler in charge of the daycare. Um, but then you start to see other things. And it's using people against other people, trying to use family members against family, which never worked out. That got shut down really quick. And moving to a usable person to a usable person to a usable person until you get to the point where no one communicates with this person. Not family, not friends. No one associated with my dad associates with this person. And it just passed 3 years. All of her own doing. All of their own doing. Apologies. Um, and it said, really, all they had to do was play nice and everything could have been great. But it's crazy what greed and ego can do to a person to the point where a shell of a human being and one of the most evil, disgusting people on this planet. Um, but then it's like, then it's starting to, then it's the rumor spreading and the talking shit about people to other people. And this is kind of like her own disease that she spread. Like nobody latched onto this. That's the funny part. No one latched onto any of these stories. This made them look worse and worse and worse. And this is where I get into the you want to get nuts thing is because this person doesn't realize that that's what they're doing. They are the victim and hero of their own story. Even if it's completely fucking whacked and out of left field and wrong, it's not being aware at that level. That's the more wild part. Not even being aware that, like, you're poisoning your own story. Just stupid. Stupidity at that point. And then it's all the stealing and hoarding and giving away assets and tangibles that are not yours to give away before the children ever had a chance, selling things off, money, hiding things, moving things. Dude, like things you could consider like grand larceny and shit like that. Um, the lies, the pandering, and then the possessiveness, like being mad at other family members for talking to other family members, just honestly insane stuff on the daily. And I'm hearing more and more the need to go and sue and do this so you can get as much as humanly possible instead of maybe like working a day in your fucking life. You didn't learn anything from that man. No work ethic. No nothing. You're gonna be a sad, lonely, disgustingly broke, bad human being for the rest of your life, and it's really unfortunate because you could have learned from the best, but you didn't. Now we're here. And I talk about the lies and the stories and whatnot. And if we're being honest, they're not even well crafted. They're god awful. And the worst part is when you're telling these stories, most of the people that you're telling them to already know the facts and already know you're lying. You know when you're like having a conversation and you know all the facts and the person starts lying and you start to like slowly smirk and you just get it. That's what it is all the time with these people, you know? It's sad because you could just not lie. But even if you do lie, look at me, wear my eyes. Even if you do lie, craft a decent fucking story because it's embarrassing. Your lies are like the version of Run Spot Run instead of like A Midsummer's Night or even the Harry Potter series. It's less than Dr. Seuss at this level. It's embarrassing and disgusting, and you should be fucking ashamed. And the other thing is that the stories are all refutable immediately. If you look at any ounce of proof, receipts, like anything, you can just look at. It's like saying 2 plus 2 is 5 while you have a calculator in front of you and you're going 2 plus 2 4. Nope, wrong. 2 plus 2 4. Nope, wrong. The level of ignorance is wild. Um, but beyond that, because I'm ranting and this is what it was for, and I got to record another episode after this. Um, More positive. And actually, that episode is going to come out before this episode. This episode might not come out for a while. It depends. It depends on certain things. And I kind of want it to like come out now. Like I just want that. But it's the crafting of the stories. It's the telling other people. Um, it's basically devoting your entire life and existence to trying to make other people who used to love you fucking miserable for whatever reason because you need to be the center of attention, whether that's great or like god awful disgusting, and that's where it is at. And like we just don't want you to be a part of our life ever again, and we can't wait for that not to be the case. So you can just fade into fucking obscurity where you belong. But like, I think the last thing I really want to say is because I want to read these out loud because it's actually wild because they're actual text messages. So if I look at these text messages right here, where are they? Boom. These are actual text messages that I'm going to read to you. Have the totally wrong date. Get your facts straight. You are all clueless. And I know what this is about, and this is just because this person can't fucking read, like literally at all. Now, this text thread is from 2021 between this person and all my family members. My aunts, my uncles, my cousins, and my nana are on this. And these are the things that are being said to my entire family. All go fuck yourselves. My husband and life partner would be disgusted both by your complete ignorance of his wishes for the love of his life blank and his daughter that he left as a beneficiary. It's not his daughter, it's her daughter. It's a stepchild. While I may love that person, after all this shit, she doesn't deserve a fucking thing. Because this has been a disgusting dumpster fire by her own design. You are all disgusting and a complete disgrace to Kenneth Norberg's memory. His legacy will continue with the utmost honor respect Kenneth Raymond Norberg deserves. Then how dare you disrespect? And now at this point, this was the actual night of my dad's 3-year death anniversary. Those text messages were sent. No one responded because we're all fucking better than you. And it looked and like they just cut off. So either they passed out or somebody took their phone. But that's not the ranting of a sane person. That's not the ranting of a smart person. It's the ranting of someone who has the mental fitness of a chimpanzee with a microchip implanted in their head, trying to make them smarter. Not a great person. Not a good thing. And like I said, if you want to get nuts,